Yo, my name is Adams. My name is Adams. My name is Adams. Hey. My name is Adams. This is one of my car video. This is one of the video I do inside the car. So this channel is all about just talking about life in general. You know what the goal for this channel in a nutshell is to help younger people learn about life, most especially introverts, and not just any introvert, but someone that is like a more serious, deeper introvert. So that's the goal for this channel. Like I said, my name is Adams. I'm currently 45 years old. I've lived for some time now. I've been around the world for some time. In terms of my personality, I would say I'm a quiet person. I mean, what people have said about me, initially I didn't really believe it, but a lot of people have said it. I can't count in two hands the number of people that have told me this is the kind of person they see me as. But is that the kind of person I am? I can't say. Maybe in my head I feel that is not the kind of person I am. But you know, when you hear different people say the same thing, then if that pattern, then there could be, if that is the pattern, then there could be some level of truth in it. I'm a mathematician. I like to be very logical and scientific, and I believe in the fact that statistics is a very important tools for you to be able to make inference or know, to have an opinion on something. So if everybody is saying I'm a quiet person, then definitely that's who I am. But like I said, in my head, I don't feel that way. Well, the way I used to feel most time, I feel I'm very playful. I don't take things very serious, though I would say I'm very serious, but at the same time I don't take things very serious. When I say serious, I mean when I look at the way most people do their own type of seriousness, where it's like a do or die kind of seriousness. I don't do that, but the kind of seriousness, hold on, a vehicle is passing. So the kind of seriousness where you get things done, things that need to be done are done. But not the kind of seriousness whereby you want to take over the world and probably wipe or enslave or make the world serve you, make people serve you. That's not the kind of seriousness that I have. The kind of seriousness that I have is get things done. If there is a purpose for your life, go after it. Take that very serious. And when I say purpose, you have to use your head as well. It can't just be any purpose. You have to have a purpose. Someone can say they have a purpose to kill everybody in the world or enslave everybody in the world or dominate the world in that way. You need to be able to evaluate things logically, such that if what you thought was a good purpose or the right purpose, you're actually evaluating it, you might discover that it's the wrong purpose. So you should be able to abandon that quest if you find out that this purpose is actually destructive, for example. So you should be able to abandon it. I always try to be good to people. I believe it's good to be good to people, but it's very good to be good to your family. Be good to people, help people around you, but help your family. It's very, very important, especially your immediate family. The closest people to you are usually your family. Friends are good. Yeah, you could actually have a friend that is better than family, but if you look at the statistics, a family person will stay with you for a very long time. They won't leave you. They won't have any reason to do that most time. Okay, they might not have any reason to do that. Whereas you could have a friend that is like, after all, you're not my family, so they move on. So that's the way I see it. But well, just hold on. Let me wind up because it's kind of noisy. So, like I say, my name is Adams. I'm 45 years old. I'm generally regarded as a very quiet person. Like I say, my name is Adams. 45 years old. I'm generally a very quiet person by nature. I try not to cause a lot of disturbance, but if there is things I need to go for, I go for it. So the goal for this channels is just to see how just to help younger people. The goal for the channel is just to help younger people, not necessarily younger people. The goal for the channel is to help people that are most especially people that are introverts, help them on how they could navigate life, how they could survive workplace, especially society, how they could achieve their goals, how they could maybe find love, discover their passion, build a career, and the rest. That's the goal for this channel. And I'll give myself as an example. I'm a very quiet person. Initially, I didn't believe I was a quiet person. I didn't believe I was an introvert. Now, being an introvert doesn't necessarily mean because you're quiet, you're an introvert. An introvert is someone who just doesn't prefer the company of people. And if you're a quiet person, or what I would call a serious introvert, like a very, very serious case of introversion, right, where it could threaten your survivor, people could hate you for that reason, right? You could be discarded, right, because of that personality, and that could be threatening your survivor. So I was having a lot of that. In the course of this video, I'll be sharing a lot of my own experience as an introvert, how I've survived, how I've grown to be the way I am. Survive, because I won't lie to you, I had a very bad case of introversion, right? That's when you are an introvert, you're quiet. People naturally don't like you. You understand? People naturally don't want to have shit with you. It's one thing to be an introvert. You don't want to have shit with people because you want, most time, not all the time, but sometimes you just want to be on your own. But you're an introvert. Most time you want to be on your own, and most time people don't want to be with you. It can be kind of tricky. It's a different type of introversion that it takes a while before I got to understood it. When I was growing up, I was trying to resolve the issue, because I have this mindset of always wanting to solve problems. So I saw it as a problem, right? I saw it as, okay, I'm going to try and solve it. So I read a lot of books. I think there was one book by Timmy Lawyer. I can't remember. It was on spirit control, temperament. Why do I act the way I do? I think that's the title of the book. I read it. I read a lot of psychological book. I remember when I was still in University of Benin, when I was an undergraduate in University of Benin, I'll go to the library, even though I was studying mathematics and economics. Even though I don't have that much business going to the shelf where they keep psychology book and all, every now and then I will go there and pick something on psychology, emotional development and all, and I'll be reading them because I had that problem. I was that kind of person that I was always worried. I was just worried about. I was just wondering why I wasn't normal. Even when I started noticing that okay, there are other introverts, but I noticed that even though those people were introvert, people still relate with them. People still work with them. Then I was okay, I'm introvert, but why is my case as bad as this? I can remember in the book of Timilaye, I can't remember the name, in the spirit control temperament and how do I act the way I do. You talked about melancholy and phlegmatic, and I said okay, I wasn't a melancholy. I definitely have to be a phlegmatic because melancholy are introverts, but at least they can still function properly. They can still be prosperous and and have attribute that people love. Like they are very intelligent. They are very they like to help people. They are very selfless and the rest. So I think people like those, but I studied the phlegmatic. I say maybe I was thinking I was more of that, but the more I study it, the more I realize that maybe a mixture of the two, maybe not a mixture, maybe something else. But one thing I could say was that I struggled with, I struggle with people trying to find. I struggle with not having anyone at all. My case was very crazy. No friends. I was an introvert. I couldn't relate well with people, but even the few people I went to relate with, they all like run away from me like a flea. I try my best. I will help people, thinking that okay, maybe they will like me and all that. But in the end, I wasn't. It wasn't like that. I think I should start at the beginning. So I'll share a story of me growing up as a kid. So growing up as a kid, I was a third child of about six kids. Six kids. My dad had we were six, 4 boys and 1 girl. The girl was the last child. So growing up, I was the third child. What I noticed when I was growing up, I didn't start school on time. I started school 2 years late than I should have started. All my other siblings started at the age they should have started, but I started 2 years late. And my dad said he thought that I was so dumb, that I looked so dumb. I acted like as though I was retarded. So because of that, he didn't have that confidence that I could probably be useful or be able to go to school. So what he did was that he didn't send me to school on time. I was at home, so I was just that it was crazy. That I think me mentally, I could remember back then. I was also interested. I saw other children going to school, so I wanted to go. I was like, okay, can I go? But even though I couldn't say that, but I always felt it within me that okay, or maybe something was wrong with me. Then I remember when I even started school, I was older than most of my classmates because I was 2 years older than them. So I was older than most of them. I was the oldest most time. The way they arrange the seats in a government school back in the 80s and early 90s, when I was still going to primary school, was that the tallest people, who are most time the oldest, would sit at the back, right? So because I was older, and I was also taller because I think I'm taller than average, so I always sit at the back, and I could tell that I look older than the rest of the kid. I felt, and that self-consciousness used to bother me. Like I used to feel ashamed, and there was this name that kids call tall people, Dongoyaro. They call me Dongoyaro. I think it's an Hausa name for a tall tree or something. I know that is what we call the Dongoyaro leaf in Hausa. So that's the name. So I used to feel bad, and all. So it was interesting, Then that's just by the way. I could also remember when I was growing up, at home, and then the my dad and my mom will when anytime they are going to visit relative and all, they'll go with my other sibling, my oldest one, sometimes my younger one, but they won't take me. So I know my dad thought I was retarded, and I guess my mom also thought that as well, though she never said it clearly, but action sometimes make me feel that way. Like not being taken out by whenever they are not carried along when she's going to see relative and all. And when my brother will go on what was it called? When they will go on vacation, when we are on break at school, my other brother will go, but they won't take me along. I'll be at home. There was a particular incident that happened. My cousins and their parent came to visit. I think it was on Christmas. So they came to visit to spend the Christmas at our place. During the visit, they had to go with everybody planned to go to maybe like a park. I can't remember, maybe to see another relative. I was young. I was probably 4, I think, or maybe 3, maybe 4, 5 or 6. I can't remember. And everybody were getting ready to go. I also got my clothes and my shoe, getting ready to go, dress and all that. And everyone made me feel like I was also going to be invited. You understand? But the way it turned out was that when we all went to the car to enter and go, they told me to go inside and quickly get something. I can't remember what it was. So I went inside to quickly get it. Before I came out, they've driven off. My dad, my mom, my other relatives, my cousins, all of them have driven off. They left only me at home. They left me at home with one of my other cousins that also came. That one he didn't came. He stayed with us. It's like a more distant cousin. They left us at home. And I cried and cried and cried. I can remember that kind of cry, that when you are crying, when you see a kid crying, at the point they won't shout, they won't be able to cry and shout anymore, and they will now start gasping for air. Like gasping for air. It was, if I think about it now, sometimes I just feel like wow. I kind of felt sorry for that little version of me. Back then, but all those things that happened also had imprint in my head in terms of the way I perceive that people see me. Like I was that kind of person that nobody wants to take along. Nobody wanted to relate with. So I always felt bad in that way. But I don't know. I grew up, went to secondary school. I didn't really perform well in my first 2 years, but I remember at my 3rd year I started performing well with primary school, secondary school, and that was that. Like I said, the goal of this channel is just to explain or to give my own point of view on how introverts can survive in the modern world. I mean, when I say introvert, I mean most time, I think general introverts can use this, but more specifically, a very more serious introversion should definitely try and listen, join in, subscribe. There'll be a lot I'll be sharing. I just want to share a bit of my background today, so everybody can see where I'm coming from. And I won't lie to you. You see that little thing that happened when I was a kid. A pattern of it kept happening in my life, kept happening even up today. The pattern of it kept happening, but at least today I'm in control of some of the things that I could that affect my life. I'm not like that little kid anymore. That's 100%. Okay, go and get something. Where everybody entered the car and drove off. I'm in control of more things in my life at the moment, so I try to be very, very optimistic, objective, I try to look at things clearly. Yeah, but in all my life, I've noticed that same pattern in everything I do. I don't have friends. I know I try to make friends. I know I try to help people, thinking that okay, that means that okay, maybe, but I don't know at all. Even when I was playing basketball, I remember when I was playing basketball, people will people will pick different people to play, and they won't pick me. That kind of vision will kind of trigger again, trigger, and anything that has to do with rejection will just trigger it, or anything that has to do with abandonment, being left alone, trigger it. But I thank God I've gotten to this point in my life, 45 years old, and just like my dad taught, I think everything about my life is that this person is not going to survive. He's going to die. He's not going to make it. There's no point wasting resources on him or wasting time. Take care of the others and just let this one. It's like when you have, let's say you bought a crate of egg, and one of the egg is not good, so you can only just toss them away, or because they are your child, you might leave them to rot, right? So I always have that feeling, but things have improved, and I would love to share that experience to help younger generation, to help them to get better, right? Get better. I'll share a lot about what have happened to me. I think what the new generation needs, you don't need to go through everything yourself. You could learn from the experience of others and become better, right? That is something that as I lived my life, I realized that you don't need to experience everything. I wish I had someone that went through the same thing as I did, or close to that, or very close to that. I'm hoping that what I'm sharing, someone that is very close to my experience will be able to benefit from it, because it is not easy. I'll tell you a story of when I was in school and I was crying in the classroom. As in, I was crying. There are 2 times that I really cried hard. Men don't cry, right? Men shouldn't cry. That's how the society wants it, or expectation. But I cried those 2 times. That was when I was a kid. I think I was probably, like I said, 4 or 5 years old back then. Then the other time I cried was when I was in my final year in the University of Benin. I think that was back in 2007. Back in University of Benin, I really cried, as in serious cry. Those are the 2 times I think I cried seriously. My name is Adams Uberaise, or you can call me Adams. The funny thing is that Adam is not actually my name. This is a secret. Adam is not actually my name. Adam is a name that almost every male in my family uses. It is Adam, like Adam, is the first. Is the first. I think that will be is the first 4. Is it 4? Okay, is the first 4 name Adam is the first 4 name of my if you put the first 4 letter of my grandfather's name, it's going to spell Adam. And from what I understood, his name was Adamu Ekwa, meaning that what you've just carried is not heavy. So that's what Adam means. Yeah, I was born in a family of 5. I'm the 3rd child. I'm from Edo State. I'm a Nigerian. I'm not tribalistic, so I try to be open and playful to everyone that comes my way. I try to be helpful. I don't judge people by something that might seem like a stereotype. about them. I try to give everybody the same equal opportunity. Then they are the ones that might probably influence me about the way I might see them later by their actions or by what they say or do. But I try not to judge people because I know where I'm coming from. I know what I've suffered because of that, so I try not to do that at all. Okay, have I been judged before? Of course, a lot of time. Like the first time I was judged was, I think, by my dad when I was a kid. When I was like, I think I was as far as I could know as a child. I think I was judged by my dad. That I didn't start school on time. I started school at the age of 2 years older than when I should have started school. And the reason my dad said was that I seemed like a retard. So he looked at me and said, "Oh, this boy looked like a retard. There is no point sending him to school." So while every other children my age were in school, I was at home, just sitting at home, Yeah, so that was it. I didn't start school on time. I think I overheard people saying things, telling my dad that, why not put this child in school? He's old enough to start school. He's meant to have started school. So I think I used to overhear people say that, even though I was a kid then. So if people were saying that, definitely they were saying it when I was 6 years old. So, yeah. So I think I used to overhear people say that. I'm a Christian, but to be honest with you, sometimes I do wish there was no religion. I wish we are all just. But I do appreciate the fact that we have a God and we all serve a God. But is it a Christian God or a Muslim God? I don't know, maybe a traditional God or a God in the sea or water. I think there is a God. I believe there is a God. I don't think anything on earth should be worshipped as God. I don't think so. I think it's something above earth. Right? That's what I think. But I try not to view people from that lens. I just believe everybody just try and do good. I think if you look at the Bible or any other most religious book, there's something about it that says don't do bad, do good. Just try to do good as much as possible, as much as in my power to do. So what am I doing now? I currently work at a company. I haven't mentioned the name so that I don't have any issue mentioning the name. I work at a company. I've been working all my life. I've been working for some time since I finished my university, and it's been interesting. Life is very interesting. Life, in the end, we are all going to die. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that now, right? It's not right. So that's it. That's my channel. I want everybody to join my channel. My name is Adams. I would love to have everyone on my channel, especially people that have a serious case of introversion, like I did. One of the best way to have a good head start is to use the experience of others to learn, and that's what I aim to do on this channel. I want to share my experience and hope those who need it can see it. Not necessary to make money, not necessary to gather gather viewers and all, but at least just help people. And like I used to say, when you help someone, that is when helping someone is one of the best way to secure your future, because the world is so big. You will be surprised what one service of being bad or being inconsiderate or being treating people badly could escalate, could multiply it. So let's sow a seed of good and it will multiply. I think the sad thing about being a human being is that we cannot see beyond our fronts, right? That's what we struggle to do. We can't see beyond it, but with time things get better. So please join my channel. My name is Adams. You can call me the Adamist, the Adamist. I don't care. Anyone is fine. Please join me in the next next time. I'll try my best to drop daily videos or weekly. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. Thank you very much.